Woo child. Before we even get started on the review, do you think at this point these people should have genuine connections? Do you feel like they should know where they stand with the people that they're dating? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm just curious. What are we on, week 7? I am your girl Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Ready to Love season number 2, episode number 7. Meet my ex-girlfriend. How you feel about that? Let's just go ahead and say, be honest right now, we in for a long one, okay? This one is at least gonna be 35-40 minutes, hands down. So when we open up, honey, the ladies are coming into the wine bar so they could chatty with Tommy and see exactly what's happening for this. Well, when they get in there, Tommy lets it be known, we got 5 men. By the end of this week, we will have 4 men left. Time is progressing fast. Remember now, they started off with 10 hopefuls and have been saying peace to 1 every week. Was there a week that there were 2? No, just 1. And he's saying, in order, this week, I ain't gonna leave y'all in the dark. You know I'm in this with you. You know he playing both sides because he the host, okay? Y'all gonna meet their exes. Now listen, this is totally like a catch-22, okay? You can get someone that's gonna be honest and upfront, which is what we would want, so we can get some insight on these men, on the man you're dating, or they could be bitter because they dogged them and this ain't the route we going. I'm just gonna be honest. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. Would you want to meet your ex's girlfriend? Ex-wife, ex-anything. Would you want to meet them? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to just say this. Understand that who a man was with another woman isn't necessarily who he's going to be with you. It is our hope that they have evolved into someone else. That goes for women too. Just because I was one way with the man prior isn't going to make me the same way with the next man. Prime example is my late husband. If I were to ever get married again, I know that I would not be the same woman or the same wife that I was to him because I learned so much. So those are things that you have to take in consideration, because you can meet the girl, you can meet the guy, you can meet the girl that'll tell you everything wrong about the man that you dated, and you could possibly, potentially miss out on something good because he could have grown. But then again, you can meet the guy, you can meet the girl that says he was good and he's to you shit. It's a catch-22. Anyway, that's long enough. That's long enough. Let's keep going. One last thing here. Tommy told the ladies, if he's dating more than one woman, only one of you, he has to choose which one of you will meet the ex. That's a thing. That's a thing. Because if I'm meeting your ex, that means that you like me more, maybe? Or does it mean because I'm not meeting your ex, you like me more? Like, I don't want you tainted? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me, let me know. Let me know down below in the comments. Because it could be, I don't want her to meet him because I don't want her to be tainted. Or I do want her to meet him. I do want her to meet her because I like her and I want her to see who I am and be able to ask tough questions. That's long enough on this little intro. So Mario invites Tandy to meet Natasha. Okay, he cooking a little food for him, setting up, honey, and Natasha's all like, when he says, I got somebody that I'm interested in that I want you to meet, Natasha's all like, oh, so you ready now? Sounds like a red flag to me, okay? Oh, you ready now? Which meant before he wasn't ready. Or he just wasn't ready for her. Or he wasn't just into her. Like, that's the kind of thing you got to constantly remind yourself when you are talking about meeting someone's ex. Nevertheless, Tandy arrives. They have a really good exchange, Natasha and Tandy, and they begin to have a conversation. And they ask, how long ago were y'all dating? My nigga, you just stopped dating her in December. Okay? Think about that. Put that into perspective. Okay? We are a year later. They had to have done this sometime in between probably when it aired last time and now, right? Wouldn't you think? So you haven't really been out of this relationship that long. It's still a fresh relationship. We also find out that Natasha is the one that broke up with Mario. And she spills the beans. You know, but what was the problem? What was the problem? Honey, who said it? Which one of y'all said it? That he was controlling. Like, I saw that he had things that he liked, but I would never have thought that he was controlling the way Natasha just said. She was like, one time that blue nail polish, he didn't like it. He's particular about it. We were out of town and he called everybody, wanted off because he likes his girls to look a certain way. Sir, stop. What you mean you like them to look a certain way? At this point, ding, 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 red flags are starting to go off for Tandy and probably some of you as well. Because I'm going to play the devil's advocate and I'm going to ask you, should you consider your significant other's likes and dislikes? If I like the way you look in something or I don't think it's becoming, do you consider that? I'm asking for myself. Do you consider their likes and dislikes? Do you consider, well, did she even know that he didn't like blue nail polish? Probably not. So those are the things that I want to know. Would you consider, okay, well, this isn't something that he liked. Was it just his approach or is he just controlling altogether? Well, baby, he did say he was controlling and that he was told he could be demanding and controlling. Out of the horse's mouth, okay? He said it himself and Tandy's like, I can't be controlled. Girl, they subtly control you. They sneak up. But because she's been controlled before, she is going to be able to recognize when the switch happens. And for her, it's a red flag. Does this mean she stops dealing with him? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. She felt it when they were at the pool that it felt like he was trying to control her. Y'all called it. I almost let it go, but I forgot, honey. The ex asks about the other chick and what's going on. And the ball is dropped. Nobody knew that her and Riva was friends. Nobody knew that. Friends for 5 years. Are they friends? Are they acquaintances? And do you think this is a foul, a flag on the play? Do you think that they're wrong for going after the same man? Remember what they're on this show for. Remember, there is a small pool of men to choose from. So I want you to consider that while you're sitting there and passing judgment, because they both know that they're friends and they both know that they like Mario, okay? And not only that, Tandy said this is a recurring theme for Miss Riva. Miss Riva coming through while she had a man, okay? So I want y'all to consider that. And at this point, do you think that she should bow out? I don't think so. She's always known. They both have always known. So y'all let me know down below in the comments how you feel about that situation. Mario being controlling and Riva and Tandy being friends. Honey, Ashima and Darren. Is this the end? I want to know. I want to know. Tell me, baby. Quite possibly. Listen. She goes over to Darren's house to meet his ex, who is Miss Courtney, who we have established before she got there, that they are friends, that they are platonic friends. And as they're talking, you can see that whatever connection and chemistry that they had is not there. He said it was a missed opportunity and they became good friends. Could you be friends with your ex? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. I'm not friends with none of my exes. None of them want to be my friend. When they come back, they want to hit. They love me. Talisa, do you love me? No, I'm not riding and I'm leaving. Nevertheless, when Ashima is greeted at the door, she's not only greeted by Darren, but by Jack and Gio, the two big, beautiful black labs, his pet children. And she is startled, okay? Not only was she startled, but she was apprehensive and afraid. Didn't want to step in. He was like, oh, don't mind Jack. He's playful. Walk on by. Walk on by. She was like, this is too much. She was offended at the fact that the dog was even around. She was very anxious, sitting in the middle of Courtney and Darren, and it was visibly so, to the point that I was actually irritated and annoyed. You knew he had those dogs. He also expressed how important and what they meant to him when he said that they sometimes been in the bed. So at that point, Ashima, it should have clicked in your head like, oh, dude is a pet parent. He's a dog lover. Like, he loves his dogs. Like I told y'all, my cousin's here visiting me now from Arkansas. Her and my little pet cousin Stewie, okay? They like little children, little people. They love their animals, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she gonna need to compromise. But let's keep going. I be getting beside myself. I was very disappointed at the fact that she was annoyed that he would not put the dogs up. She was like, he not treating me like the lady that I should be by not putting the dogs away. Now, y'all can disagree with me, and if you do it down below in the comments. Because if you are afraid of dogs like that, then you ought to know that this isn't a relationship that you can continue with. And it is actually important that he has his dogs meet you to see what your interaction is like. She's all like, he got a 5-bedroom house. Ain't no room for the dogs? People who are pet parents do not put their pets away to accommodate somebody else. You walked into Jack and Jill's house. They live there. That's their parent. Like he said, it's my 15-year-old and my 2 pets, my 2 dogs, my 2 labs. It was so visible that Courtney had made mention of it. Like, is this going to be a problem? He loves his dogs. Like, what? Not only that, she gets jealous at the fact that he makes mention that she's a physical therapist, they're in the same field, and that they were going to go into business together. She instantly gets jealous, instantly. And honestly, even with them sitting there, you could see that the woman was not a threat, that she was not interested in Darren at all. I don't know. Are you guys those kind of women that are like, okay, you can't be friends with your exes? I mean, are you? I want to know down below in the comments. I have never been in a relationship where a man was friends with his ex-girlfriend before. But you get a vibe, your discernment will tell you something, and we're all friends now. That's what happens when you get into serious relationships anyway. Your friends become my friends become your friends. We all hang out. And if Courtney is around like a real friend, like they seem to be, then she would be your friend too. But let's put a pin in that, because we're going to circle back to it a little later. Again, let me ask you again, would you be okay with your significant other being friends with their ex? They say men and women can't be friends. I've had one friend that's a male since I was 17. Now, we don't hang out all the time, and honestly, we almost crossed the line, but we did not. Okay, that's how we still friends now, and here we are in our 40s. Oh, we baby. Kari and Alexis. Now, we knew what this was automatically. We knew that he liked her. But before I get beside myself, Kari introduces Alexis to someone that he dated in Atlanta. Not that he was in a relationship with, okay? Not at all. She is in the same age bracket as Kari. It was visible, though she looked young, good for her age. You know that she is in her 50s, okay? You saw Tina size Alexis up in about 5 seconds. Like, oh yeah, she cute. Honey, it's a thing. It's a thing. One of the big conversations that they had was about children, because Tina brought it up. And Kari said, I'm open to it. Somehow Alexis feels like she was under the impression that he wanted more children. And when they showed the flashback, because I was like, I don't remember that. I think I remember him not being against it, but I didn't feel like he was for it and gung-ho like, yes, I want to have more children. I think that was always his stance. And I think that she misunderstood. Listen, she's mature. She's holding her own. I really commend her on being able to speak her truth and say, hey, listen, being open to and having children and wanting children are entirely 2 different things. Because, baby, he would have the children, give you children because that's something that you want, Alexis. But you would be the one taking care of them, running around. He would just be providing and doing the fun stuff. And so I'm glad that you were able to see that this was one thing that was a, oh hell no, I want somebody to want children with me. And at 50 anything, I don't really know many men that want more children, that have children, but it happens because, you know, men can have children until they die. But what do I know? Anyway, here we go. I was so put off by this, I don't even know what to tell you, how put off and taken aback by the fact that Tina was like, oh yeah, I can see the chemistry, now show it to me, kiss. What the fuck you want to see us kiss for? Are you a voyeur? Are you getting off on this? That's what I have written in this jumbled mess over here. Are you getting off on this? Like what? And then on top of that, I feel like Kari should have told Tina, hey, no. You know, we haven't gotten to that place in our relationship yet. It's uncomfortable to be forced or feel like you're obligated to do anything. So they go in for a kiss on the cheek, and then all of a sudden he gives her one of them old awkward pecks that we keep seeing happening through Ready to Love. These unsolicited, awkward ass kisses, and this was one of them. And at this point, this is when Alexis was honest with us. Maybe with herself too. Maybe she was trying to like him because he checked all the boxes. You know how we do. He got this box, he got this, he got a good job, he's tall, he's mature, he's ready, blah, blah, blah. Like all these boxes, but he don't really want no more children. And you can see that your little vagina didn't go bump, bump, bump when he kissed you. It was no tingle. There was no magic. There was no magic at all. So at this point you realize that maybe you don't have the romantic feelings that you thought you did. Girl, you knew all the time you didn't like that man that way. You was keeping your options open. You was playing the game because we all could see that your connection is with London and not with Kari. That she was literally trying to, you know how you be around somebody so much that you build it up and you begin to love them? That is exactly what Alexis was banking on. And it wasn't gonna happen, and she would be disgusted later in life, like, I really did this to myself, like, I know you lying. Okay, so here we are. Darren and Tandy say what? They go on a one-on-one date, and they seem to vibe very well. Okay, Tandy has one of those big bubbly personalities, and Darren really is laid back, cool, calm, and collected. It is not a front like Mario, who's controlling. He's laid back, but he's controlling. Darren gives you the impression that he really is has his emotions in check. Like all that working out, that yoga, that steam, whatever. I don't know, he probably don't even do yoga, I don't know. But he does have a fitness center or whatever he has, whatever it is, his body is together, okay? It's really helping him. His chi is good. She asked him a question that I like. Describe your favorite color in 3 words. Now this isn't the first time that this question has been used. I've seen it multiple times. Mine would be, what did I write? Strong, powerful, radiant. And those words do describe you when you think of your favorite color. My favorite color is red. It's strong, it's powerful, it is radiant. And so it makes sense, okay, that like she said, it is a reflection of a little bit of who you are, of your personality. I did like that Darren asked her how she would feel if he told Ashima, because you know they was cool. And Tandy's like, I was building a connection with her, but it's part of the process. So here's my question to you. How do you feel about Darren pursuing Tandy? This is where my original question came from. Do you feel like in 7 episodes, 7 weeks, that these people should have made a connection and chose up already? This is what prompted it. Because it could feel like betrayal to somebody, because Ashima and Darren have been rocking since episode 1, week 1. They have been chit-chatty on the phone, you know, having long conversations. So you get to know somebody and you seem to feel like you have a connection. So is he wrong? Should she be like, you off limits? Y'all let me know down below in the comments, because honestly I feel like it's just part of the process. I'm with Tandy. Like, we are still all in the same pool. We are still getting to know each other. And honestly, this is real life sped up. You meet somebody, you start dating somebody, you talking and chatting, you vibing really, really well. Things seem to be going well, and unbeknownst to you, you have done something that is a turn off to them, okay? And next thing you know, he dating somebody else. The next thing you know, he getting married. You had no clue. You were still talking and texting, trying to figure out and grasp, well, why he tripping? Instead of catching what he was throwing when he was like, I'm good. Because they ain't going to vocalize that they don't want to hurt your feelings. I guess I'm talking from my own life experience. Child, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's part of the process, and this is what real life looks like, except for it's not in our face. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think down below in the comments. London invites his ex, Asala. Is that how you say it? It's spelled Asili, but I think maybe it's Asala, to meet Alexis. Now this is where I had said they have to choose. So we've seen that he was connected with Divine. Is he not letting Divine meet Asala because he likes her, or is he letting Alexis meet Asala because he likes her? Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think. Why did he choose to allow Alexis to meet Asala? And as they're having a conversation, the ex says to Alexis, how long ago was your last relationship? And she said 1.5 years. Now listen, the one thing about a woman, when we're done, we're done. We're not like men and gonna keep one toe in, go dip our toe in the pool. When we're done, when we're cold, we get out, we dry off, we put our clothes on, we go home, okay? This isn't like we gonna go jump in full clothes, we gonna run and take our clothes off and dive back in. No, we're out, okay? O-U-T, out. When we are done, we are done. I don't know any woman that once they're done and they fully healed and walked away, go back. And when they do, it's like, oh, this is why I didn't like him. It's over for me. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, he starts feeling some kind of way because she asked her, are you still in communique with your ex? And she said, yeah. Well, why did you break up? Well, his mother passed away and he needed some time to process. And when he came back, our dynamic was different. The man lost his mother, right? It changed him, and who it changed him to be wasn't somebody who she wanted to be with. Furthermore, they had already had issues prior to his mother passing. So I think what she's saying is valid, and I think what she's saying is, I'm done with him. Somehow, for one, you see London over there and his feelings like, wait, what? No, like he not okay with her being friends with her ex. And anytime, I always feel like anytime a man has a friend that he's an ex with and doesn't want you to be friends with your ex, is because you know what men are capable of. Have you been looking at your ex as a possibility that you can go dip the stick, get your whistle wet a little bit every now and again when you need to? Is she that kind of friend? Like y'all cool as companions, but you know, since we by ourselves, we might, like that's how I be feeling. But I'm okay with my spouse having female friends if it's a strictly platonic relationship and you know what it is based on your interaction. I like that Alexis is a straight shooter. I like that she keeps her composure. I like that she's respectful. I like that she goes toe to toe. I like that she doesn't back down. I like that she is assertive and she asserts herself through love and kindness, like for clarity and understanding. Like, hold on, because I never told you that I still had a connection with my ex. What I said was we were still in communication. Do you still have feelings for London? Because you sure is feisty. I'm a Leo. Well, I'm a Taurus. And honey, that bull is going to knock some shit down. Them earth signs will stand flat-footed and go toe-to-toe with you with no problem. That Taurus is going to go charging. No. Watch it. Now, Asala tries to reassure Alexis that he's a straight shooter, that he's as real as it gets, okay? But she's all like, well, there's a question mark there. Because of the other woman he has a connection with. Because, you know, she's coming in and saying things that are, you know, that are very eye-opening, that have me side-eyeing, that's taking me aback a little bit. Like, she was like, so I'm kind of cautious. And as she questions it, I'm finally like, okay, London, thank you for being honest. Because at first you were lying, but only to Divine. That's the thing, that's the thing, that's the thing. People lie to people that they are afraid of, have fear of, don't want to hurt your feelings. Like, that's a thing. So him being honest with Alexis, I don't know, it just shows a different connection for me. You guys let me know down below in the comments, but I'm really glad that he was like, hey, I can't choose right now. My connection with the two of you are different. Connection with Divine is purely sexual. It's always very flirtatious. Connection with Alexis is more on a mental, emotional, and physical level. He might be going towards heading towards Alexis. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. You know I be grasping at straws sometimes. Divine and Brent. Let me tell you something. My first red flag was the fact that he said he couldn't find no girlfriend, no ex-girlfriends to come on the show. I don't know, you can insert whatever you want in that pregnant pause, but I had some thoughts going through in my mind, okay? Then on top of that, as he sits with Divine and they have conversation, Divine asks him, do you have a type? He said, I don't have a type. A man that doesn't have a type scares me. Now, y'all can tell me differently down below. And I mean, when I say a type, it doesn't necessarily have to be a look, but a man normally has a type in something, the look, the style, the way they dress, their form, the type of work that they do. As Divine said, a weight requirement. There's always something. I have a friend, Rock. I was like, you don't have a type? He was like, no. I was like, yes, you do. He was like, no, you don't. How you gonna tell me, Talisa, I ain't got no type? I said, you do have a type. Your type is a grown woman, someone that is mature, that is able to converse with you, someone who has their shit together. That is a type. So for me, when he was like, I don't have a type, it's always a red flag. It's always a red flag, because that means you'll fuck with anybody. You don't really even know what you like. Again, are you even checking for us, Brent? We also find out, this is something we didn't know, that Divine was married for 6 years and that she got married in a month. So for someone who had just gotten married quickly, like I meet you today and I get married 30 days now, 6 years is a long time. Some of those relationships last forever, endeavor, okay? But hers didn't. It ended in 6 months. I do like the fact that he is opening up to Divine. Like, they are having a conversation. And at first, when you look at them talking in the bar or wherever they are, you can see that there is, like, she's just asking a bunch of questions. Like, she's, like, analyzing him. She's not necessarily apprehensive, but she is very cautious. But as the day ends, you can see they get more touchy-feely. You can see, you know, oh, I like your toes. I've been attracted to you. Let me have your feet. Oh, I'm a little ticklish. Like, I just knew he was going to take her shoe off and rub her feet. Like, I love a man that ain't afraid to rub these feet, because my feet be hurting when you be wearing them heels. So, I was, you know, hoping for that, waiting for that. You could see that Divine it's her same pattern. She's very sexual, like she is with London. Everything is very flirtatious, very sexual. Listen, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that, but definitely show that you are more than that, that you have a lot more to offer. We only see snippets, and the snippets that I see say that you're very flirtatious, that you do want a relationship, but what you're throwing in front, what we see is not substance. Because it's okay to be flirtatious and sexy and all of that. Because, honey, your girl is all of that, okay? Quietly. But you show that you have some substance, too. So he walks her to her car like a gentleman should. And they give a hug. And evidently Divine likes the way he smells and how he feels. He does have a really nice body. Okay, Mr. Mysterious, really nice body. They pull apart, he goes to kiss her on the cheek. They kiss on the cheek or whatever, and then she grabs his face, okay? Asserts herself and kisses him. Now remember, we know that Brent don't like aggressive women, but he may not like, woo, child, let me stop. We've seen that he doesn't like aggressive women, but really, is that what it is? Maybe he just didn't really like those women. Is that a thing? Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think about their interaction. I really think at this point they are both grasping at straws, because Divine feels like she's losing London to Alexis, and Brent is out in the cold, in the wilderness. He don't have nobody. Like, who was you gonna have your ex-girlfriend come for? They probably didn't think you was gonna even make it. Like, now, I want you to keep in mind that this, of course, is reality TV, and some things they have them do over and over and over again, and the authenticity of it kind of diminishes. I do, though, feel like that was a genuine her grabbing his face to kiss him. We'll see how that plays out next week, okay? Because now we back at the wine bar, baby. And here we go, okay? Woo, child. Tommy looks at Tandy and says, so you met with Mario's ex. Okay, now listen, the producers is messy. They know what we like. They going and paying in the Reva, who looking side-eye like, oh, you know, like, oh, you got to go on the date. You can see that she was a little envious that Tandy had been chosen, okay? Let's just be honest. She was. Like, you saw the look. Now, maybe they cut that from somewhere else. I don't know, but why else would she be side-eyeing anybody? The only person she was side-eyeing would be Tandy. Because, you know, they friends and everything. Baby. Well, when Tandy goes to tell the story, she's all like, I can't be controlled. You're not going to control me. Now, again, at what point do you consider the things that your significant other likes? Are there conversations that you have with your significant other? I mean, he does start to tell you the things that he likes. With that whole, I like my women to look a certain way. He has a type. He wants to be the dominant one in the relationship. But it's crossing over to controlling. Now, he did say that he was working on it. But listen, ladies, like they said, we don't get dressed for them. They don't understand the hair, the makeup, the nails, the lashes. None of that. We do that for us, to beautify ourselves. You know, for other people to be like, bitch, you look good. That dress is banging. I like your hair. It's not necessarily for a man, but we know that men are visual creatures and that they like certain things. But we really get dressed for ourselves. I had a man who once did not like makeup, didn't want me to wear makeup. Baby, I still wore makeup. He didn't even like, and I don't really wear, like, I got on this makeup today. That's because I did a photo shoot for a friend. Okay, so I didn't not wear makeup. I still wore lip gloss, lipstick, eyeshadow. He would see me and be like, oh, I guess you're not getting no kiss today. And I'd be like, I guess not. He would literally grab my face and wipe it off my face to kiss me. Now listen, it was a whole thing that we did. So don't think it as he was being like her. It was a thing that we had. But nevertheless, he had said that he didn't like makeup, but I still wore it, and that's probably why we're not together today. Because I'm not gonna be controlled, not in that manner. You're not gonna push that on me, your agenda on me, and I get that. But I'm asking, at what point do you consider the things that your spouse likes? I mean, because we want them to consider us. At what point do we do that? Not like this controlling shit though. So I'd be needing to clarify, because some of y'all be half-ass listening. Then he looks at Reva and he said, okay, yeah, what's up with you and Mario? I can't tell nothing. I told him to step it up and that we should talk. But, you know, we not. And maybe that's why I ain't feeling nothing. That's why ain't nothing going on. But then turns around in her little confessional and say, oh, he should have chose me to meet your ex. But why? Why would he if y'all don't have the connection? He, we can genuinely say, is having the people meet the ex because he's interested in them. He wants them to see some insight on them. So Reva, baby, I don't know why, baby girl, he would want to have you meet them. I'm not sure. And if you could shed some light onto that, that would be great. I like her hair short. So I want her to take all them long weaves out. They're not doing her face any justice. Maybe or the long wigs, they're not doing her face any justice. She definitely needs to consider maybe changing the style of the wig. But them short ones, that's it, girl. You can see how pretty you are. You can see your bone structure. And I think you should stick with that. But what do I know? Divine on Brent. He asked, so you went on a date with Brent? And she was like, yeah, we vibe. We have a connection. And Alexis, didn't nobody ask you? Because she was like, I like my man assertive, to be a little more assertive than he is. The shade, honey. Because Divine in her confessional, because she already low-key got beef with Alexis because she got London's attention too. What did she say? Maybe it's your down in the dumps energy. If that ain't shady, I don't know what is. If that ain't a low blow, I don't know what is. And honestly, if you take a look at the interactions, Brent was really the same guy with both the ladies. Very laid back. He did open up more with Divine, but that's because Divine was receptive and was asking questions and was into him and was not like really analyzing him and being extremely reserved. She was more relaxed and more in tune and was showing interest where Alexis wasn't. So that's the thing. He didn't catch it though. He thought Alexis still liked him. So when we get to Alexis, Tommy asked about meeting London's ex. And she said, Asala has misplaced energy. That's enough. That's all I need to say about that, right? But then we get to Kari. I'm glad that she was honest in this moment. That she has no romantic attraction to him. Listen, everybody knows that you didn't like Kari in that manner. Everybody knows that you didn't have that connection, that chemistry with him. Who was it that said something? Divine? Honey, stop playing us. We know that the only reason you liked him was because he liked you. I get it. I need somebody to be interested in me. I need somebody to want me. And I want you to want me too. I always come back to that song, don't I? Anyway, when she said that Tina wanted to see him kiss, Tandy had the same reaction as me. Well, what kind of shit are you into? What kind of voyeurism are you into? What kind of parties you finna try to get me to go to? Listen, we understand as grown women, and sometimes there's a thing, because I don't know many women that's gonna be like, let me see you kiss. The fuck you mean? Bitch, what I look like? Like, and I'm shocked. But then, listen, I'm not shocked. Maybe Alexis was being, respectful to her elders. Because I sure would have been like, what? No. That's not it. But again, it was good because she realized that she didn't get the jitters, the butterflies in her stomach. There was no magic moment when they kissed. Ashima and Darren. Let me say, I didn't say this before, but those dogs were docile. And she should have been able to hang in there with them. But she has a fear of dogs, is what she said. And I feel like for both of them, especially him, you need someone that can at least tolerate your dogs. They don't have to love them the way you do, but that would be nice. But you have to have someone who understands and will tolerate your dogs, not be mean to them, not try to find a room and lock them into and traumatize them because they got emotions too. This relationship seems to be doomed to me. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think. How far are they going to go? And then messy Tommy. So Tandy, we heard you had a one-on-one date with Darren. When I tell you that room went silent, went stiff, went like... the betrayal. I can't believe that she went out with him. That's Ashima's man. Don't mess with my man. I'ma bring it to you. That's wrong. Nevertheless, you saw Ashima's face. Upset. Very, very upset. Not only was she upset, very, very upset. Her jealous bone is showing. It's huge. Second time this episode that we saw that she is really a jealous woman. I don't know if that has anything to do with insecurities, but it quite possibly does. You know, quite possibly not thinking she measures up. You know, like, we need to only compete with ourselves. If he's interested in me, he's interested in me. You know what I'm saying? It's something about me that he likes. Now, we saw Ashima say in her confessional, like, this is breaking the girl code. Do y'all think she broke the girl code? No, I really want to know if you think that Tandy broke the girl code. Two things. Darren asked Tandy out. I asked you earlier, was Tandy supposed to decline? We on the show. I'm trying to make it to the end. 2. We in the process. We just met. That's a whole live, a Truthful Thursday, a podcast episode. Are they friends now? Or are they just associates? Because I know your name, he off limits. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, because I've already told you how I felt. It's part of the process. They just met. Now, what I do think, though, is that it should have been made known. You know what I'm saying? I think that he should have told Ashima that it should not have come out in that setting where Tandy is put in an awkward situation. But you see, she don't feel no kind of way. She like, yeah, all right, whatever. Tommy's so messy. He looks at Ashima and says, you gonna have to do what's best for you. I mean, she is, and she should have been considering that, like, but she needs to have answers. And if you don't fuck with dogs, don't go into a relationship that could potentially, you like each other innately, and go in a relationship that with something that can potentially harm you, that you know he ain't gonna change. Because she did say dogs is a no. I mean, I don't know, which really means no. Like, because if it was compromisable, or that's not a word, if you could compromise on it, then you would be like, I'm open to figuring something out. Anyway, so you see Darren and Ashima, and you see Alexis and Kari. I want to talk about Alexis and Kari first, because we already knew that Kari was the one that was going to have to go home. He brings Alexis some flowers and immediately starts doting on her, showering her with adoration. Just really glad about the connection that they had. Really happy to see her. Like, he is really like feeling like, oh yeah, I'm not out, because I got this connection with Alexis. Kari begins to tell her how his love language is physical touch and quality time. Like, he speaks the language that we like. And so sometimes I do feel like, is he just playing on our emotions and things that we want? But then again, he's at a point in his life that he has been by himself. I don't know. But she has to let him down. So she does. And she says, you've been one of my favorite connections, but I feel like there is a stronger connection that I must explore. Now, here we go. Kari is a mature man who exited with dignity, who remained steadfast and wished her well. Even though it wasn't him, he knew that he did what he was supposed to do. He exited with grace and style and class. Not only that, it's a bunch of women in his DMs that's going to want to give him some ass. So he ain't going to have no problem. And he could get someone who, you know, might be in their 40s, who has children already. Because she wants children. And Kari, you know you didn't want to be you didn't want no children. Your son will be giving you grandchildren in a few years. You didn't want no kids. Baby. But let's talk about Ashima and Darren. So she invites him over for food, for dinner. Has her some wine. You know, he's a fitness nut, so he ain't having no wine. He probably hasn't had a glass of wine, or has he? I can't remember in the episodes. Nonetheless, things are put into perspective for me here. She talks about how she's traumatized by the dogs, and you know, you did know, and he said no, but I know now. Like, you're fearful for dogs. I know now. He's like, but I don't have a problem. You live here, I live there. I don't mind driving. Meaning, I'm willing to make a compromise. You ain't gotta come to my house with my dogs. So my dogs are mine. But because he's like, it's not like we live together. And she said, well, hypothetically, what if we do? He said, well, we only been on 3 dates. This is our 3rd date. And that's a bit far-fetched. If that don't put shit into perspective for you, as women, we like long conversations and getting to know people. That's how we get attached. That is how we get attached. Spending time with them, getting to know them. And so it really put shit in perspective when he said we've only been on 3 dates. Not only that, she also talks about how she was unhappy with the Courtney situation. Like, I wouldn't want you and Courtney to go into business. Because what if? He asked her if she had trust issues and he was like, no. Ashima, you do got a little bit of a trust issue. And you can't go into any relationship with anybody not trusting them. You have to understand that you ain't got to be out of town for them to cheat on you. You could be right in the house, living in the same house with them for them to step out on you. So that don't mean nothing. If he gonna do it, he gonna do it. You have to trust him and believe that he is faithful and loyal and monogamous to you if that's the kind of relationship that you want. Let's call a spade a spade. One thing though that got me is that she said, I want you to cease all communicating with Tandy. No more texts, no more dates. Hello? I can't even remember what he said. Let me see. I don't think he answered. Did he answer? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. I do commend her for her honesty though. I do commend her for setting her expectations and saying this is what I will and will not deal with. Now here we go. Darren, you made Ashima feel like she was it. Like you chose her. So that's how come she feels like, number one, I need to shut you down with this Tandy situation because it's me and you. What she say? I'm playing it Darren, he playing it safe. No, he needs to stop. I feel like he did her a disservice. That he led her on. That while she was saying the things that she was unhappy with, he should have also said, my pet animals, my pet children mean the world to me. And I was taken aback by the way you treated them and how disgusted you were by them. It had me look at our relationship a little differently. He owes her that. He owes her that. Because he led her on. He's been leading her on since episode number 1. He's been leading her on. Y'all can disagree with me, but do that down below in the comments. That's part of the problem in dating. People aren't forthright. They're not honest. The moment you start feeling some type of way, vocalize it so that something can be changed or you can walk away sooner than later. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love, season number 2, episode number 7. Meet my ex-girlfriend, something or other, my ex-girlfriend. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this episode. I asked you a whole bunch of questions. Whole bunch of them. If it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and click the red subscribe button to become a ray of sunshine. You know, right next to it, there's a notification bell. Click it so you're alerted of when I upload Ready to Love videos. Last but not least, because you like me and I know it's real, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Yes! Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.